What's up, YouTubers? MediaShinobi here. We got Jan reviewing Horizon Season 2.
So Season 2 starts off right where Season 1 ended, but this season focuses more on the relationship and depth between people of the land and the players themselves, along with the evolution of the game. So that pretty much wraps up the summary for this season, and to give my rating straight up, I gave Log Horizon Season 1 an 8. For this season, I would give it an 8.5. So to start off with the negatives, the only real negative that I have for this season is the distribution of screen time between all of the characters. So one of the issues that I definitely had with Season 1 was that the other characters besides Shiro could have got more screen time. With this season, I got what I wanted, but at the cost of reducing Shiro's screen time. I don't know, that's just how I feel. What do you think?
No, I agree, but most of them are pretty interesting, especially that one samurai guy that goes like all evil.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the other characters are not interesting. It's just I found Shiro the most interesting. And that pretty much wraps up all the negatives that I really had, and it was just one. But I guess I might as well mention the iffy aspect of this season. Usually consistency is something that I really value when it comes to, animes in general. And the thing is, Season 2, it felt so consistent with continuing off from where Season 1 left off. It almost felt like there was really no differentiation between the two, and it just felt like one prolonged season. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like I'm bugging out or something.
No, I feel you. I guess my only iffy or bad thing was when they did the whole two perspective thing between Akatsuki and Shiro when they died.
For the first arc, right?
Yeah. It kind of threw me off. But I saw where they went. It was still weird. And then when they did the whole children quest thing.
That's the second arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it was necessary, but it just felt weird. Like the flow was weird.
And now to move on with the positives, it's pretty much everything else. Everything you expected from Season 1, you'll see it in Season 2. So animation, soundtrack, plot, characters, they're all there. And I don't know, what else do you think, Scott?
No, I totally agree. I love how they added the raid bosses.
Yeah.
And it showed Shiro in his element. It showed him his true potential.
And that pretty much wraps up the positives. I mean, I can't really think of anything else. Based on just this season alone, Season 3, I'm pretty sure is guaranteed. And if anything, I feel like this is probably the reason why I had an iffy thing with this season. It's because it's sequel bait. The fact that we know there's going to be a Season 3. Do you think there's going to be a Season 3?
Oh, definitely.
Of course.
I called it before it started. I said Civil War. Civil War ends everything.
They even mentioned it at some point in this season. And although we didn't get it for this season, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Season 3. Because by the end of this season, we find out that I guess Shiro's master plot is to literally integrate both worlds together so that, people of the land and the players themselves can, travel between worlds.
I think it's flawed because they're NPCs, they're not real people.
You don't think they could evolve?
What are they gonna do? Transfer themselves to your phone? Be like, oh hey baby, how you doing?
Well, I don't see. That's the thing. We don't know how Shiro is gonna do this. Are they, and by they I mean the people of the land, are they just gonna randomly show up in the real world as an actual physical being, or is it kind of like a
Android type Chopin's thing?
Yeah, kind of like that. I'm a little curious to see how Shiro's gonna pull that off and make it plausible, because if it's like unorthodox and at that point unrealistic, I don't know how I'd feel about that. That might actually be a negative impact to this series. I mean, what else is there? I mean, granted, we finally got to see Rusty, and he was apparently in the China server. If anything, I definitely liked that it reminded us that this is a huge game. I mean, it's an MMO for a reason. Is this like a global thing at this point? Because Season 1, they did the whole, oh, this is all of Japan. This season, they were like, oh yeah, China has this game too.
I'm pretty sure it is global, because I think they were in America. No, with what's her name? Konami? Is that her name?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shiro's ex-girlfriend, whatever.
Also, we still need to see how they're gonna tie into the story as well, because they were hinted out throughout I guess season 2. But now that I think about it, there's so many groups that has been introduced. The one we were just mentioning was with China, and then there's the what's her name? The girl that's obsessed with Shiro. There's her group, and then there's the Moon People, the Genis, and then I don't know how that's gonna tie in with real people if Shiro decides to integrate the society. Like the thing we were mentioning with the Civil War, I guess that's how there are gonna be so many groups and factions going against one another, assuming that, you know, they don't like each other and they have different ideals. But I think that's how they're gonna do a civil war, but I don't know if that's a civil war at that point. I think that just might be an overall war, an all-out war, because civil war is between two of the same nation.
Depends on how they are gonna include the people of the land.
Right.
Because technically Shiro's group, you know, it's, what do you say? Has a relationship with that one city.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't know if Cat Lady has a kingdom as well.
I think they do. I remember.
Yeah, so either way, they're gonna involve people of the land.
Right.
And since, you know, adventurers don't die, but people of the land do, it's gonna cause some major problems.
So that pretty much wraps up all of the speculations that come to mind. I mean, we definitely look forward to season 3. Like I said, I would give this an 8.5. I don't know if you agree with me, Scott, because I never asked.
No, I agree.
Oh, well, there you go. So if you guys like the video, like it. If you guys dislike it, it's completely cool. No hard feelings. Comment down in the comment section down below. We would love to hear what you guys are thinking about as of right now. And we're also open to constructive criticism as well. Consider subscribing. We try to pump out this kind of content as much as we can. Also check us out on other social media sites such as Facebook, Google+, Tumblr. We try to keep those as updated as best as we can. And other than that, that pretty much ends this review. This is Jan and Scott, 2/3 of MediaShinobi.